I changed my name on YouTube. I think it was actually long overdue. When I first came to YouTube, I was trying to start a scrap metal site where people could buy and sell scrap metal. That site was called ScrapVulture.com, but I think my name there's a happy hawk around here somewhere. It's hard telling what direction stuff comes from in this place because sound bounces off all these buildings. Anyways, I've tried ScrapVulture.com 3 times. It's failed miserably every time, so I'm just done with it for now anyways. But in coming to YouTube to try to find the audience to launch my website to, it turns out I've become a YouTuber and I'm making my money off making YouTube videos. So it was not really fair to people that are coming into my site seeing the name ScrapVulture, scrap metal, you know. I make very little of my money these days off scrap metal now, so I'm gonna get over here out of the wind. So I figured with this announcement of my name change, I figured the first thing I would do is have a scrap day and go to the scrap yard. Now the wind's over here even worse. Hopefully that's not too bad for the camera. So I figured I'd throw in a hint. This is a jumper cable, car battery jumper cable. I've already clipped the ends off, of course. And here's a good hint, a real easy way to strip these jumper cables. Most jumper cables with at least about that much copper. It's real easy to do this with. What I've done here is I just got the end started. I've done a little bit. Sometimes the installation will be kind of a cheap installation and it'll actually just kind of fall apart. But this one is nice and strong, so I should be able to yank the whole thing out. But either way, this is how you go do it. That one got a little more complicated because it was all kind of twisted on itself, but that's still a real easy way to do it. No special machines or blades or anything. Just take it and yank it out of there. The other half is probably gonna be easier now that it's not twisted on itself. So I'm just gonna get this end started here. Well, this thing's just twisting onto itself. It's making it a little more complicated than normal. What I should have done before I started this, I should have separated the 2 pieces. I should have pulled the 2 pieces off of each other because it's just twisting on itself, making this a lot more difficult than it would have been. But anyways, I think you get the idea. Voila. A little more difficult than I thought it would be, but I think you get the idea. It's a nice quality insulation on there. Stuff's really durable and stretchy. Okay. And we're off. And the wind blew my glasses down there. I just live, or this storage unit is just about 800 meters down the road, half mile or so. That's how I get away with not using a bigger vehicle. It's just a 2-minute trip, so I know a lot of people come on my site and send me messages about that. I'm really confused about how I could scrap metal on this 2-wheeler, but if you take the time to work smarter and not harder, you can start to figure things out. The scrap yard's just on top of that hill down there. just dropped that load off. I'm just gonna run right down to the storage unit and get another load. It's super windy out here today. I hope it's not ruining the audio. I think one of the reasons why some people have such a problem with me scrapping these little loads is on YouTube it's a popular thing to make super exciting titles, you know, massive amounts of money on a scrap load, and they're under the impression that that's what makes a good video for people to watch. You've got to make a bunch of money, and I'm not trying to impress anyone. I think because sometimes people have a real problem with what I do. I just don't think, I don't think a lot of people understand that I'm not trying to make fantastic titles, you know. If I find $1,000 worth of stuff scavenging one day, then I'll put that in my title. But, you know, I don't think that's what makes good videos. The only thing I'm doing today, why this is a scrap metal day for me, is because I need to get $40 into my checking account so I don't bounce my Cox cable bill, my internet bill. I recently have got into buying and selling stocks online, and I moved a bunch of money out of my account, so I'm coming up $40 short by the end of the day. So this is what this is. I'm just getting $40 worth of metal. It's gonna take me maybe 4 or 5 trips, 3, 4, 5 trips to that yard, and that's all this is, you know. So basically, oh boy, there's some windy stuff out here today. Unsmashed cans and wind do not mix, I can tell you that much. I just have to come back for these guys. But I've noticed recently, what I've intended a lot of my scrap metal videos is just for informational purposes. Like, people out watching right now could be in the same situation I'm in. They need to make $40 by the end of the day to keep their electric bill on, or just some situation now where I need to make some money, you know, cash money quickly, so what have you, you know. A lot of people, maybe not a lot, but some people out there may have just lost their job and they got kids to feed. Well, there's $40 cash money, easy peasy. Guys think? Should I put that in the retail store? You think someone will come and get that? It's actually kind of nice. It needs to be rinsed off. It's not too bad. There's very little scrap metal in there. Maybe 5 cents a pound, might be 5 10 cents there. I'll give that a shot in the retail store. Another popular comment I get is, this place is just a mess, but this is just where I dump stuff. I could care less. This isn't a work area. It's just a stash hole for me. You know what I mean? That's a popular misconception, I think, with scrap metal in general. People think of scrap and they think of trucks with 1,000 pounds of metal and stuff. That's what they think of when they think scrap metal, you know? So like 1,000 pounds of tin is only $50, you know? And I'm gonna make $40–50 right here on this stuff. But anyways, the reason I'm explaining this in this video is because that's just such a common thing for people to make these same comments over and over. And for the people that watch my videos regularly, they don't want to sit here and listen to me explain this once a week, you know? And I don't want to have to keep explaining it. So in part, that's why I'm changing my name. I get rid of the word scrap, so that should take the confusion out of my videos. Because just having that word scrap, it makes it, to the newcomer, makes it look like I'm scrapping metal for a living, you know, and that's not the case. So, and I understand that. I should have changed my name a long time ago. Two and a half years ago, when I came to YouTube, I was scrapping metal for a living. Well, that was one of the things I was doing. But I've totally scaled that back since eBay. I was suspended from eBay at that time too, and now eBay's let me back on, so I've really scaled back my scrap metal, and I'm nowhere close to doing it on the level as doing it for a living. So I think the name of my YouTube channel should reference what it is I'm doing for a living, and that's making YouTube videos. So I was thinking TubeVulture or VidVulture. I haven't made up my mind yet. Got another little load here. If you watched my video when I found these little paint spectrometer deals, I think that's what they're called, something like that. I just decided to go ahead and scrap those. I just don't know how to test a lot of this stuff out, you know. It'd take forever doing all that kind of stuff. And half the time you find out it's not even working after after you researched it for 2.5 hours. So I just slowly learned just to skip all the nonsense and just get it done. So how this place does this is, see this yellow bin here, that's for the tin shred. And I don't know if I'm at $40 yet or not. I'm probably close. 4 loads, average of $10 a pop. I'm probably not quite at $10, but I'm just gonna go ahead and sell this right now, see where we're standing. So what I do is just throw the tin in here like this. And then there's little wheelbarrows. Sometimes they'll use a pallet and buckets, and they'll bring it out here, and then I just throw all my other stuff in there. That was kind of a nice little deal right there.
This is the wrong time of year, isn't it?
I meant to say earlier and forgot, I took the skid #1 insulator wire out of this conduit, and some of these conduits are aluminum. See how that one's aluminum? And some of them almost the exact same color stick. So that's a metal, a tin metal. Big difference there. You wouldn't want to mix like this in with your aluminum ones, because if they stick a magnet to it, they'll just think the whole thing's tin. it'd be like 5 cents a pound instead of get the aluminum price, which is 25 cents a pound, which is really low. But anyways, that's it. Okay, so I'm just gonna take all the tin I have here, and that's all going in there, and I'll show you the finished product when I'm done. So I guess at a lot of different scrap yards they'll just do things differently, but this is how they do it at this specific yard. They moved this over here so they could get that guy, and then so I'm just going through everything for now. Aluminum goes here. They're in the process of getting me the wheelbarrow. So I have the aluminum pile, and then I got the breakers pile. There's the wheelbarrow. Got a little pile of garbage here. This place doesn't take microwave doors, so when I bring in a microwave I have to take the door off. Something about that glass substance or whatever that is in there. That's my tin shred. A couple ballasts. This little tote of copper cans. Number 2 insulated. Christmas light action. Number 1 wire. In with some electric motors. This place will probably give me aluminum breakage for those. It's about the same thing. But, there's my pile of aluminum, and I gotta stuff it all into this wheelbarrow. Here it is in the wheelbarrow. I forgot to mention, some of this is going to be an extruded aluminum, which will be 45 cents a pound compared to the 25 cents a pound for the other aluminum. That's just a nice high grade of aluminum. That came off of a shower door frame.
The white trailer rim?
Go somewhere a little more quiet to show you this. Straight to the bank. Here's the receipts I've got from there. Total was, it's just windy out here. The total was $40.36. So I eyeballed it pretty good. Not too bad. The tin shred was $6.45, and then from one reason or the other I got 2 receipts for the other stuff. If you want to freeze the video and check out the prices there, you can do that. Got that one, and then I'm not sure why, but there's another one. It's just got some aluminum, 33 pounds of aluminum on that one, $6. Anyways, it all added up to $40.36, exactly what I needed. So that's how I do my scrap. Like I said, scrap metal is the least amount of my income today, so changed my name. It creates confusion, I understand that. When I first started, I was doing this for a living, and it's really hard work to scrap metal for a living. So I think most people are going to be interested mainly to make a little extra scratch. Hey, thanks a lot, man.
You bet. Take it easy.
Yep. So with scrap metal, I think the majority of people are going to just be doing it on the side, you know, to pay an electric bill or have a little extra money around, or for like a jam like I did today. Came up 40, got myself in a $40 wedge, so I just went to the scrapyard and took care of it, you know. That's a good thing to do with scrap metal, have some laying around, you know, for a rainy day or what have you. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the trip to the yard. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.